Hi, guys.
Hi.
You know what I was realizing as I was walking down to my little office to do this was that this might be the first ever pod where the second vaccine symptoms hit someone mid podcasting because I'm due for it to hit me any minute.
Yeah, you got it yesterday.
From what I'm told. No, I got it today.
Oh, today. Oh, yeah. Shit balls, dude.
People are going to think some weird shit because it looks like when you tune in, you're wearing a shirt that says Robs.
It says probs, but if I cut it off properly, I'm Robs. I am part Robs.
I miss you, Jamie-Lynn.
I miss you more. I'm super jealous that you guys are together right now.
Well, I'm waiting for his allergies to kick in. You don't know what I had to go through before
Tell
he
me
came
about
over.
it.
I've had the air purifier on full blast.
That's it.
For the last 3 hours. And then I vacuumed 3 total times today. Yeah.
Wow, it's like you're me.
Yeah. I also got a new Dyson vacuum, and I'm very jazzed about it.
You spent the 600 bones on it?
Well, it's probably closer to 800. It's the Dyson V15 Select. Shout out to my Dyson guys out there. It's brand new. It's got a fucking laser beam on it.
Well, that's what you get when you're on G4 now.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great segue.
Cassim's got a new job, everybody.
Cassim's got a job. And that's the important part. But it happens to be with, it's like my dream gig. And for those of you that remember G4 used to be on TV. It was like a video game, pop culture, but it was on TV. And there was in deep cable, but shows like Attack of the Show and X-Play were the big ones. And that's Attack of the Show is where Olivia Munn started.
Yeah.
Shout out Olivia. And they went off the air in 2014, and then now they're back, and they're relaunching, I should say, later on this year. And I was hired to host and do stuff there, and it's been my homework every week is just to keep doing the stuff I was doing. Anyways, I'm playing a video game, I'm reading a comic book, and watching 2 TV shows right now, all for work. It's so great. It's been the greatest. It's been busy, but apparently people have to work to make money, and I'm learning that. So, you don't know
those sad realities.
Oh, I
don't know. So yeah, look, it's great for me.
That's what's been going on with you.
That's just been what's going on with me. Now we're working up to something here, but I want to know what it's been like for you adjusting, because we haven't talked to you since you've moved, and what that's been like. How's it been on my boys over there with you?
It's been good. I will give them credit because we've shuffled around a lot because we're redoing parts of our house. And so we moved in, and then we had to move out, and we moved in, and then we had to move out. So I've done my best to make sure that their needs are taken care of. Bo loves school. He's a rock star. He made friends the first day. He's playing flag football, fully immersed. He's saying y'all, typical Bo. He's fully immersed himself in being a Texan. He seems really happy. Jack is Jack. I actually attempted to have a professional come help me potty train him this past weekend because I can't do it, and it was a straight up fucking disaster. Literally, she came out and she was like, in my 9 years, I've never had a kid not pee once in 2 days. He held his pee all day. Both times.
Wow.
And then he pissed all over her when she made him be naked, and then he just couldn't hold it. He literally just peed all over her.
He's a Dykstra baby. I love it.
That's crazy.
1,000. That's all Dykstra genes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's been having I actually had to call a regular therapist because he can be as sweet as we know him to be and adorable, but his rage and his I find myself walking on eggshells every minute of the day, just trying to preemptively know what he's going to want to not have him blow up because the wrath is so scary, and he's really, really physical with me, and he can throw me off balance, literally, because he's so strong. So I spoke to a therapist, and I think I'm going to have to get, this is so boring, an occupational therapist to kind of help me work through this stuff with him. So honestly, that's been my life, is all kids, all kids, all kids. But I do have a really cool group of girlfriends and friends down here, and the one skill I have picked up that has been amazing that I'm addicted to is playing Settlers of Catan.
Yeah.
It is so fun.
This is something I'm upset about because I love.
And Cutter and I are
board
real
games.
competitive about it.
Yeah, it's
Chasm.
It's a terrific board game, and I didn't know you were board game people, and I should have brought over board games for us to play. I just felt like if I did bring one over, then we'd have to teach the kids, and it's like one of those things.
No,
it seems like you guys have found out a way to just like either leave them outside, or I don't know what you're doing.
Oh yeah, I mean it's usually post bedtime, but just now Bo was playing Xbox while we were playing a little bit this afternoon, and he was like, "Can I?" I was like, "No, you don't know this. You can't know this. You won't get this." Cutter, a week after we learned it, ordered like a wooden like homemade board from Etsy, like Catan piece holders. Yeah, we're super into it, so I'm excited to play. I feel like I'm like part of a secret society now of people that like settle in, you know?
Yeah.
So explain to people who don't know what that is. What is Settlers of Catan?
I mean, how do you explain it? I mean, it's this game where you try to obtain resources to build things, and you get the winner. The first person that gets a 10 points wins, and you get settlements and roads, and there's many different ways to gather these points. But it's a game of strategy, and there's a pair of die, and Cutter and I threaten divorce usually every game that we play because we're very competitive with each other.
Love that. And you guys you're still together. You know, it's a testament.
We're still together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm about to turn 40.
Yeah, your birthday's coming up.
They usually want to tell the kids like, when the parents get a divorce, it's not your fault. But I think if you guys do, it's Jack's fault, and we could tell him. I think it's okay.
Oh yeah. By the way, Bo, this move has been like a doozy, and obviously we've gotten in our share of fights, and because we've been like staying in other people's homes and sleeping in the same rooms as them, they've definitely not seen the best of us. None of us have seen the best of each other. And Bo said to us the other night, he's like, "Hey, is there a chance you guys break up?" And we're like. I'm like, no, you don't have to worry about that.
There's a very real possibility.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question about. So this person who potty trains kids, is that her only job?
No, she's a preschool teacher, and then also like on the side does this hustle. But maybe she's just second guessing because it didn't work.
Is she around all day? What's her?
Yeah, she came the first thing in the morning and was there until bedtime, and it literally. He blames me for it, and it pissed him off. And by one time he started peeing by accident. She carried him to the potty, and then he started going in there, and we were all so excited. And we gave him this car wash toy that he wanted so bad that he was going to get as soon as he went potty. And then as he was outside, he was holding his penis because clearly he had to go more. And she was like, "Nope, Jack, we got to go back in." And I think at that point he was like, "Fuck you, bitch. Like, I pissed in the potty. I got the toy we've been talking about for a month, and now you're making me go back inside." And I think that's when he was done.
I wonder what it is. Is she watching him? Is she sitting in the room?
She's taking cues. She's playing with him, but she's watching, and she keeps like every 30 seconds. It's like, "You'll tell me if you have to go pee-pee," because she's basically trying to make him learn what the sensation is so he can tell himself when he has to go.
Sometimes I get stage fright, and I'm in my late 30s. You know, if I go to, say I go to a Dodger game, which has been a while, but you go and they have those big troughs, you know, and all the stalls are taken, but you got to go piss in a trough. And then I get so in my head about like, all right, dude, just get a little pee-pee out here. And then you're just like, I get it, and I just can't. And then it's like 5 seconds goes by, and then you're like, all right, like just go. Like, and then all of a sudden you've been standing there for 30 seconds. I swear to God, I've done this. I've sat there for 30 seconds or 45 seconds, no pee. And then I like shake like I did go pee, and then zip up and then leave. And then
having to still pee.
And then I'll go to another bathroom to do it again to find like I don't know what it is. Maybe I suffer
crazy.
From it is.
Well, now we know what we can get him for his birthday. We get him that lady.
Yeah, occupational therapist.
Yeah,
and when she's done Ubering or whatever she's doing during the day, she can come over here and stare at me piss.
Yeah, she could put on her Lyft app that she's headed this way and maybe drop someone off on the way or like some Uber Eats.
That's right.
Should we explain
what about you, Rob?
Yeah, well, let's talk about Rob.
Well, let's talk about Rob.
Nothing new. I got a haircut. Is that what you want to talk about?
And I'm noticing how red we both are in this.
I'm red because I was at the beach yesterday with somebody, but I don't know. Say who?
This is great. We've been aching to do this pod.
Yeah.
Aching.
Yeah.
But we should mention that we're not in the studio because the studio no longer exists. Now, I don't want to say that they were hemorrhaging money because of how poor our podcast performance is. I think we've been doing pretty well. But they just
You weren't buying your Braddock masses.
Jamie just spent $7,000 on a camera, guys. How do you think we're doing?
I spent so much money on this expensive camera.
I know, and I told her to. A cheaper one would have worked fine, but you know what? Like, it's a nice camera, and it'll come in handy. But anyways, we're doing it. So we're going to probably be doing these pods until we can come visit Jamie in person. We're going to be doing them like this. And Jamie just invested a ton of money in her equipment. I upgraded the equipment. So I really, you guys just, hopefully appreciate the fact that we're trying it this way as opposed to not making new pods. Because our goal is to just keep doing this and figuring out how this all works with Jamie living in Austin. And we don't want to stop doing the pod. I think it would be a giant mistake to just stop it, even though, at points we're like, this is going to be a pain. We've already, in my mind, gone through like the toughest bits of starting a podcast, and now we're starting to like find a groove, and it's just going to be a little let's get homey for a little while until we go and do this in person with each other.
I mean, everybody had to kind of pivot like this in COVID and stuff. They got to be used to it, right?
Yeah. And some of us have taken advantage of COVID. Wouldn't you say? This is the part I've been waiting for.
Is that your segue?
Me, I'm going to sit back. I just want to hear this story.
Some of us have taken major advantage of what the pandemic has had to offer.
Big steps.
That's a segue?
It totally is a segue.
I don't get it.
It wasn't a great one, but it was one.
The dating apps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I was on dating apps back in the day before the pandemic.
But then you started during the pandemic. So I say you took advantage of the pandemic.
Here's what really happened. Me and Castle went on a trip to San Diego for a week. Look at you.
I went away.
Yeah.
I left.
And that's
you
when we
guys
came
went
up
out
with
of town.
Rock Talk, by the way.
Oh, huge.
Rock
and
Talk.
You fell in love with chickens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's time to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors today's pod, and that's Theragun. I use a Theragun every day before, after, during the gym, but you don't even have to be a gym guy to use it. Look at Rob. Huh? Sorry, that was rude. Anyways, I use it every day. It's a handheld percussive therapy device that releases the deepest muscle tension using a scientifically calibrated combination of depth, speed, and power. And now it's as quiet as an electric toothbrush. That's why the all-new Gen 4 Theragun has a proprietary brushless motor. It's so quiet, you'll wonder if it's even on. While you soothe your aching muscles with Theragun's signature power, amplitude, and effectiveness. Robbie?
Listen, Jamie bangs the guy who basically invented the Theragun. That's what we're talking about here. The Theragun works. We love it when we go to Jamie's house. Cutter uses it on us. It's incredible. I love to use it before I work out. Cassim loves to use it after he works out. Some of us are lucky enough to know some ladies that enjoy it when you use it on them. Right, Cass?
I don't, but I know some of you out there that listen do. So try Theragun for 30 days. There's no substitute for the Theragun Gen 4 with an OLED screen, personalized Theragun app, and the quiet and power you need.
Starting at only $199. Go to Theragun.com/pajama right now and get your Gen 4 Theragun today. That's Theragun.com/pajama. Theragun.com/pajama.
Pajama.
I'm way less angry these days, Cass, because I don't have any cum inside of me.
He's come down.
I don't want, you could leave this in, Gaps. I'm just saying. So we went down to San Diego, and our friend who was down there mentioned dating apps and how the girls in San Diego, we were on the beach and we saw a girl and we're like, oh, in LA, it seemed like life is over. When we were there, it was like, life is going on. Like what?
Yeah.
So I hopped on a dating app, which by the way, I'm going to shit on them, right? I can shit on them. We're not
None
looking
of them
for
sponsor us right
Yeah.
now.
So this fucking dating app Hinge, I gave them my information. Ever since then, I'm getting text messages all day. Oh, your dick is soft. You like trying to sell me pills to get my fucking dick hard.
Oh, God.
3-4 texts a day. It's unbelievable. People are like, why didn't you give them your email? I'm like, well, I wasn't thinking, I guess, you know?
That's weird. That didn't happen when I was on there.
Because you probably used your email. That's what everyone said. They're like, you're supposed to use your email, and then you could just like
block that.
unsubscribe from the fucking emails. But I, like an idiot, I'm not tech savvy. I gave him my fucking phone number, but whatever. Was it worth it? The jury's still out. I don't know.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Your empty sack says it's worth it.
Yeah.
So while we're down there, I started talking to some girl. We met up. It was not great. And then I started talking to another girl. We met up also. It was not great. And it was very like, I was like, oh, let's meet and go for a walk so we could just talk. And there was no, because the idea with COVID is more, people are more open to just like, let's go to your place kind of thing. But I'm like, I don't want to be in one of our places and then it's like awkward and whatever. So it's
try
like,
and go.
yeah, so it's like, let's just meet outside. And then, so the first two were no good. And I was kind of like, oh, what am I doing? Like, it's kind of annoying. And the third girl, we went on a date like 3 weeks ago. And we've been together like every day since then. And
she looks like Cassim and I's gorgeous child.
She looks like the two of you had a baby. It's kind of crazy. That's exactly
It's really crazy, actually.
Yeah, that's exactly what she looks like.
I'm so proud of my boy.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's got to be proud right now.
Let's talk about, like, we all have questions.
I'm basically doing this for Cass. I didn't even want to come.
He didn't.
Right in, like, ask Pajama Pants. Right
he was saving it
guys.
like it was going to be Bitcoin. You know, he was holding on to it.
Yeah. And Cassim's like, you got to come,
That's how he's going to
babe.
support her when he sells those cryptocurrencies.
Cassim was following me around like a potty teacher. Every 30 seconds, he's like, you going to come? You ready to come yet? You going to come?
We're watching.
Yeah. And finally, I came. Yeah.
Well, we need to hear about that. We need to hear about that first time. Okay. We need to hear about, like, what is she like? Why do you guys click? Why do you click with her and not the two other people? Do you see it going the distance? Does she watch this pod?
Oh, let's do these one at a time.
Oh, I know. But I just
wow, look at you. I'm just going to sit back. You've got all the questions.
Get your problem.
No, you're on it. You're on it.
What do you want to know?
Let's talk about the first time.
Yeah. Let's talk about the first meet cute.
So it happened, the first meet cute?
Oh, I'll talk about him draining his balls the first time. But yeah, let's talk about your first meetup. That's a good way. That's a good way to start it. Yeah, for sure.
We went to like this like cliff to watch a sunset, and we were kissing within like 5 minutes, and then it was just all like after that.
Within 5 minutes, because you guys already felt like you. How many days had you been talking before?
Like 5 days or something like that.
That's a long time. You can really learn a lot. It's amazing how much you can learn about someone in 5 days.
Yeah. And
she has a job. She's like a real human, successful human.
She's a real person.
She has a real job, normal. And it was weird because like the first 2 dates, it was very like how me and Cassim are sitting right now. Like, oh, hi, how are you? There. And with her, it was like right away. Like we were just like in the car holding hands. Like it was just felt like it was like, oh, like after the first 2 dates, I was like, man, this is what it's like. I don't remember it being like, this is kind of awkward and whatever. And also you have
real chemistry.
Right. And also you have the COVID thing on the brain where like, you don't know what people's things are or whatever. But if she's got COVID, your boy's got COVID. No. Yeah, so with the first time, and then
so that first hangout,
you didn't have sex the first time.
We didn't have sex, and then the second time we hung out, again, it was like we didn't have sex. We were just like hooking up, fooling. We basically like sat on her couch for 30 minutes, and we looked at our phones, and like 5 hours went by, and we were like, huh? Like we're just like.
Oh yeah, he called me that next day. He was like, he texted me. He said something like how we sat down on her couch, and then like I looked at my phone. It was 2 a.m. Like apparently that either happens when you're abducted by aliens or you're really into somebody.
So you were excited either way.
Either way,
you were ready.
Story. Yeah.
Either way, something great happened in your mind. What would you have rather at that point, really? Me come or get abducted by aliens?
Well, look, anyone else, it would have been aliens. But the fact that you came, it's just like, it was almost as big a news.
Yeah.
So the second time, again, just fooling around. And what happened was, obviously, like, I didn't take 3 years off of having sex to do work on myself. But the first year was like, I want to do work and I want to do this and that. And on the second night, it was like she had work really early, and I just kind of was like, I want to wait to have sex to where it's like we could spend time together. And also, I thought the first time might be so fucking fast that I was like, I don't want to come.
Yeah.
3 years?
And she knew that it's been 3 years. She knew everything.
Yeah, you hear me on here. This is the only speed I got.
Does she listen to the podcast?
No, but she knew everything. Well, that's interesting too. There's
What?
do we talk about that?
It's up to you.
I go ahead, babe.
Well, you have to now. I'm sitting here like an idiot.
Go ahead, Cass.
What would be the difference of regular Jamie?
But wait.
I think you're talking about how my experience on the app.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when I was on the app, I matched with this girl.
Her.
This one. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. By the way, I still got the Sharpie. I know people hate when I
He
hold
still got
Sharpie.
the Sharpie, guys. All the guys out there that just
New
tune
studio,
in to see
same
if the
Sharpie.
That's right. No, we matched, and we had like a very short back and forth. And but to be honest, I think I it was either I just started talking to my ex, or I was just starting to talk to somebody I had just met on the app. So I was like starting to distance myself from the apps. Like I would check in rarely.
Yeah.
So there was a sort of very this could have been my story, this whole thing. But there was a moment where we had like talked, and we like said, "Oh yeah, let's go meet. We'll go meet up. We'll go walk on the beach or something."
This
like that.
fucking bitch.
And then and then I didn't reach back out. I
Follow up.
I did not follow up.
So basically, I have cast some sloppy seconds. They say, right?
Not true. This girl really, she dodged a bullet, and now she got the right. If you're watching this, you made the right.
So did you talk about that with her, Rob?
Oh yeah, we've talked about.
Okay.
Yeah.
They probably laugh about it.
When did you figure this out?
She what her quote was, I was doing that for the goof. No, what did we say?
But when did you put that together?
Right, with Cass, right? We talk about everything. So like,
well, he showed me her photo, and I go, I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I matched with this girl. But you know what? It's like that happens all the time. You haven't been on the apps in a long time, so but like
I've never been on the app. They happened right when I met Kevin.
Oh yeah, okay. So and since I just got on, I'm very new to this as well, like since last year. But like, there's a small group of people, even though it's LA, but like in your age group that also have like the same sort of. So you're gonna overlap with your buddies and stuff like that. I know friends that have like matched with people that so it's but it's the only time that's happened for me, and she's a very attractive girl, and I think I really screwed
easy,
up.
pal.
Everything he said about her, I was like, oh, it's stupid. No, but yeah, so that happened, but you know what? I couldn't be happier. The number one goal for me was A, to get a job, but B, was to see Rob's balls get drained. And this 2021 has been like, I'm 2 for 2.
Yeah,
so far.
I'm killing it this year.
So the second time, it was basically like, we shouldn't have sex because I want to make sure like we could stay up late and then be again together the next day. And
it's romantic, isn't that nice?
I didn't want to like fuck and then get it.
Sweet.
I didn't want to fuck and then get in an Uber home because I was like, oh, that's like what I used to do. Like I felt like that was
it needed to be special.
Yeah, or at least just like not like come and then peace, like, oh, is my Uber here? So
I come in peace.
Yeah, I come in peace. Title, name of the show. Yeah. I come in peace.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, then the third time, so she went away for 5 days, right after the second time we hung out. Yeah, vacation. And yeah, it was like, when she got back, it was like, hey, let's just hang out for a little bit, like say hi, whatever. And then I ended up staying over that night, and it was shocked I didn't come as fast as I thought I was going to.
That's what you told me when I asked you.
Now, what does that mean? Can we get it in the minutes?
It wasn't like up to 1, 2, 3.
It wasn't. It was over 2 minutes.
Because things were happening, and then it went into sex. So it was, yeah. And she was like, "You sure you haven't come in 3 years?"
Love
Oh.
that.
Or not that I haven't come, that I haven't.
What
fucked.
color was it when it came out?
Yeah, well, I was just going to say something so horrible.
Why
not? Because you know what it is? It's like, I don't want her somehow like,
I like to think of it as the stuff from the X-Files, that black goo that got into people's brains and shit that you saw in their eyes.
I don't want her identity being known and then me have said these horrible things.
Yeah.
So that's why,
She's gonna have
We like
to
this
get.
guy.
We're gonna have to bring her on the pod if this
but
keeps up.
let's just
I
say,
can't wait to meet her. Will you bring her down to Austin?
let's just say I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Of course
okay.
it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's like, there's a number of places that could have.
No, it was invisible, babe.
Oh, but okay, I get it.
Yeah, so that's what I've been up to.
It's a big
Well-
update.
Well, was it okay? So that night when it happened, you spent the night?
Yeah, spent the
Did
night.
you wake up?
and then-
What was that morning? I want to know what the
then
morning.
there was like that, like bumped into you in the middle of the night, and the next thing you know, we're banging again, kind of thing.
Loved it.
Yeah, where like you feel like you're
It only
high.
happens in the beginning.
Yeah, and you feel like you're like high or something, and then next morning again, and it was just like like when I left her place and went home, I was like, I can get hit by a bus, like
Yeah.
and it's fine. Like
Yeah.
whatever. I wouldn't
Yeah.
get on a public bus, but if I got hit by one, it would have been fine.
Right.
Oh, we got bird action
Dude,
out
there's
there.
a
What's
hawk
happening?
outside my window. I got to take a
Well,
photo.
it
of
heard
this
from the crows that this is where the good shit is.
Holy shit! You got to see this guy. Beautiful.
Can I turn the camera around?
What a majestic
Hang on.
animal.
We're gonna try something very.
Wow, this is
Oh,
risky.
he flew off.
He knew it was
Uh-huh.
a risky move to flip
Well, you
that
took
camera.
a pic.
I did, but it was through my blinds. I got these
Mm,
custom blinds, like no big deal. But
What a
like, it was
majestic
hard.
beast.
It was hard to see.
You could show the camera the picture.
That's a
maybe.
sign. Isn't that mean something when like a hawk shows up? Or you see a
Let
hawk.
me look it up.
Please
What
do.
is
I think it means you're
Mean
gonna
a hawk.
come.
So where are things now with you in the? So you guys, how
Still
often are you
coming.
seeing? Still coming.
Still coming.
How often are you seeing each other? Are you getting to the point? Like, let's relate this to Love Island, our favorite TV show.
Oh, right, mate.
How far away?
Yeah.
Yeah,
hawk- the
we're
hawks-
so off the accent, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
How far away are you from getting the other guys in the villa together to like set up the "Will you be my girlfriend" thing?
That you would know. I'd let you know.
Yeah.
You'd be the one like.
I loved that so much in Love Island.
It's so corny, but it's
It's so
also like
corny.
it's all they
That
got.
was like Sally. That was Sally, right? Do we have the update on those couples? I'd like to find out.
Wait, what did you say, Jamie? Oh, seeing a hawk meant what?
Oh, the hawk symbolizes a need to start looking forward and envisioning your path ahead and perhaps even preparing for a greater role in life. A hawk sighting is a direct message from the angels and the Great Spirit that the time has come to spread your wings, fly higher, and expand your vision, Rob.
Well,
Dude.
I said I didn't see my cum,
didn't?
so
I'm telling you, there was no other place that hawk could have landed except this like 3-foot area right here in front of us.
Yeah.
Anywhere else,
Was big wingspan?
it was a smaller hawk. I think it was.
Oh. You guys made it seem like it was.
I think it was an
Enormous.
adolescent.
it was just like
Oh.
Jamie. It was like if I didn't have to turn my head. Like when I was looking at it, I was just looking like
It
this.
was right there. Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah.
Right there. The moment where we
Nice.
saw it is probably going to
Yeah.
be pretty fun.
I noted the both of you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys get hawks in Austin. I imagine
I have a ton over my house every day.
Really?
Every day.
Can
Yep.
you tell us what you don't like about Austin? Because
The
I want to
humidity?
know that there's some sort of part of you that's like, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have come here. Just give me.
I don't feel like I made a mistake, but I think that there's a lot of moments where I'm like, whoa, I did this.
Well, that's good.
You know, like because I've never moved to a city that I didn't know at all before. I only lived I moved to New York City when I was young, and then I moved to LA, which I knew.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have the good friends that I have here and now, it would have been, I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah.
I've met people that are like really cool and I like them. And I've met other people that I'm like, oh, no, my vibe.
Right.
It's okay.
What's wrong with them?
Just different priorities in life, different things. Like I don't talk about money. You know, like things like, you know, that's not, I'm not in the world of entertainment anymore, so to say. Do you know what I mean? Where
What do you call this?
We're on the tip of the spear, baby.
So, you know, it's just kind of like, there's lots of different interests here. There's a lot of interest in wellness, which I think is really cool, and a lot of like health and a lot of creative people. But
You run into
also
Joe Rogan
like a lot
down
of like, what?
You run into Joe Rogan yet?
No.
Guys, I'm super excited. So, you know, Jamie's mom, she tries to use the healthiest brands possible when she's cleaning. And we've all seen the documentaries about how the stuff we use is poison and it's killing everybody, blah, blah, blah. This website does all the research for you. It finds out all the safe things you could use to clean your house, or beauty products, or they even have condoms. I'm just saying, for the people who use them. But I love it. I'm on there shopping. They got stuff that you will recognize. They have stuff you won't recognize, but it's great. It's for people, basically, if you don't have the time to go and read all the ingredients on all the bottles at the store, these guys do it for you. 70% of people say that they want to use natural products, but only 2% do. So if you go to grove.co, they'll get you, they're going to make that 2% grow, and they're going to get you in there, because all you have to do is click on stuff. They send it to you. You go on a monthly basis. Tell them, Cass.
Yeah. Look, you just want to join over 2 million other households who've trusted Grove Collaborative to make their homes happier and healthier. So you also get fast and free shipping on your first order, which we love. I got it. I did it. I used it to get some hand soap, dish soap. I also got some of those reusable sandwich bags. And then a new scrubby brush. There's all kinds of stuff. And it's the stuff that looks good. You know, like when people come over to your house and they go, oh, that kind of has like a wood handle. You must have taste. They have all kinds of stuff like that on grove.co. So making the switch to natural products has never been easier. For a limited time, when our listeners go to grove.co/pajama, you'll get to choose a free gift with your first order of $30 or more. But you have to use our special code. So go to grove.co/pajama to get your exclusive offer. That's grove.co/pajama, and support the people that support the show.
You know, but I have heard from a lot of these people that, you know, like they call it like, you got the jab. Like they can feel it. Like if they're around you, you've been vaccinated.
Oh, really?
But it's like yeah.
Is that good or
die
bad?
In the next 6 months. He feels
What
it.
is that?
Oh, you feel him? I
didn't say anything.
I'm getting my second jab tomorrow morning.
And then double vaxxed. I mean, I think, like, I don't know. It's such a weird thing, because I wasn't going to do it necessarily right away. And then I have to take this medication coming up soon. And my doctor felt strongly that like, it was just something that was safe to do and that I should do it. And it's just, I don't know. I went to Walgreens and I did it.
Oh, you guys got a Walgreens over there now. I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep saying stuff like that because it's all I have, because I miss you.
Yeah, no, it's very green. The sky is so big. Like the stars are dope. Like we have this huge patio. And so at night, like the moon is literally the biggest I've ever seen it. It's directly in front of our house every night. It's really cool. I definitely feel more connected to nature here. The kids are outside all the time. So that's nice. I don't know. I haven't really explored Austin yet. I've only been here, 7 weeks. So
feels
I'm excited to
longer than that. It
does feel longer.
Feels like you've been gone for a long time.
I'm waiting to find out about my show, the pilot. I did still. So that's like, I'm holding on to that too, because I think that they're like, while I'm here, it feels like a really nice place to live. But my intention is to have some type of balance where I can go back and forth and still like have a touch of the other life that I know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we miss you, and best of luck on the show. Hopefully when this comes out, we'll have news about it.
Yeah.
I have a very pajama pantsy question that I want to ask, which is, it's probably only going to be like Cassim can answer. I don't know, maybe Jamie can answer too, but it's one of those things where I don't know if I might be on an island here where I'm the only person in the world who thinks this, but I hope there are more people. That would make me very excited. Have you ever started hanging out with, like, now that I'm hanging out with this girl, I'm spending all my time with her, and now my farts start to smell different? Have you ever?
What?
Yes.
Yes. Really?
Yeah. Not only that, is also when I
I'm
go
so
on
excited.
vacation, there's a couple things that I think, and I have a theory around this.
I am so excited.
I think one is diet. Are you eating any differently?
No.
You guys aren't
I always
going
eat
out
the
to
same
eat?
shit. I mean, no, but I mean, it's a very, like, they all kind of smell. They all smell. It's not a diet thing, no,
Okay.
because they all smell different now. I'm like, oh, this is a new fart.
Okay. My second working theory is that your body now, it's like kind of, it's like shed its skin like a snake, you know?
Mhm.
And you've become,
Well, your hormones are different.
you have
right now
all
inside your
new
body.
chemicals
Yes.
pumping through
Yeah.
just parts of your body, up and down, mostly down. And then that's
Oh,
causing
sexy,
some,
Cassie.
thank you so much. And that's exactly kind of like, it's like charging stuff up that like hasn't been brought up in a long time, but also
Yeah.
there's like new stuff. Your cum's just gone, so like maybe that's, you know, it's like when you make a tomato sauce and you don't use garlic, it's gonna taste. When you don't have that garlic, it's gonna smell and taste different. You know what I mean?
Right, those cumless farts
Sorry.
that come out. Yeah.
When you don't have cum in there, it's, you know. But also, maybe, do you ever find yourself nervous around her?
Not even a little bit. No.
Okay.
Even like the first date, I was like, oh, this is weird. Like it should be. You know, actually, the only time I had even a slight feeling of nerves was, so I took an Uber to her place the first time that I went over there, and like, so you take a highway. She lives 10 minutes away from me, which is great.
Mhm.
You take a highway, and then you get off that highway, go on another highway, and then when you off that highway, her place is right there.
Does
So
she
we got-
live near where I used to live?
No, she's over on our side.
Yeah.
The other way. Got it.
Yeah.
So I get in the Uber and we took the first highway, and I guess I was like on my phone or something. I wasn't paying attention. We got on the second highway. I didn't know. So when we got off the first highway, I thought he was about to get on the second highway, but instead he was like, all right, we're here. And I was like, oh shit. Like I wasn't.
More missing time, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is crazy, bro.
I'm telling you, dude, ever since I met her, I just don't. Yeah, man.
That's great.
I really want to know kind of, I want to know how this like progresses. Like, it sounds like it has legs, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
She already met some of
Well-
my friends.
Wait, excuse me?
Yeah, we
I
went
mean,
to.
you would not be spending this much time with somebody that you weren't really interested in.
I'm very, yeah.
I have-
I think
met
you
you
just
and
I think
already
you just
introduced her.
don't know where things can go because you've never gone anywhere.
Right. Cass, you knew her before me, so what the fuck are you talking about it?
Yeah, I think, no, I really like seeing this. I thought this was going to take a lot longer than it did, to be honest.
Me
And when he
too.
first started getting on the apps, I was like, this is only going to like, because he didn't like a couple of the first ones. I'm like, oh, that's just going to put him off. I'm so
Well, there was
proud.
the one that we were like kind of excited about, and then when you met in person, it was like
Yeah.
a major disappointment.
Which is a thing on dating apps, right? Like you can think that you can have a connection, and then when you meet somebody, it's like just not there.
Yeah.
I
and
hated
then
dating.
and then one other vibe, it was just more like, oh, it's clearly like a friendship thing. It wasn't the
Yeah.
other thing. But I think yeah, I mean
There's nothing worse though than like being into somebody and like really seeing that they are not into you at all.
but
Like that's a really shitty feeling.
that's what was so great about my first date is that we were both.
You were? Oh, I thought she was still into it.
No, I think like my first like 10, 15 minutes were it was so
Clearly you were
clear.
not
Like I think
into it.
she was like, oh, I wonder if I mean, and then
Right.
like it was not good. Yeah. It was really clear. And then there was
Also,
like,
too, she was getting like, but wasn't she also kind of showing some signs before you even met? That
yeah.
you were like, oh, why is she like harping on this shit or talking about this? Like you were
Exactly.
asking me, like, do you do this? And I was like, no.
Yeah, it was something that like no one should care about, and it was like the
Right.
topic of conversation for 3 days. But then I was like,
Oh.
hey, is this because she's like nervous that we're going on a first date and that's why this is like a
Right.
substitute for that? That's what I was.
You're being very understanding.
Well, when you're ready, after 3 years of not coming, Jamie, you become a very understanding man.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's just all about coming. Yeah.
It was all about coming.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I envy the new love, the new
And
Just-
RE, right?
that new relationship energy.
Dude, condoms are the worst.
Ah,
The worst.
Oh my God. I forgot
The
how
worst.
bad condoms are.
Yeah.
Just garbage. No wonder they end up in the garbage. They are garbage.
you know, it's like a sick trick we play on ourselves when we dip it in without the condom and we go, let me just I just want to just for a sec. You know, I just want to see what it's like for a sec. Then I'll put one on. And then no, it's so hard to go and put one on. But I do it. If I got to be honest, I do it for two reasons.
Look at you right now.
Don't look at me. One, it's the right and safe thing to just become a parent. Two, it helps you last longer. It helps you last longer, and that's something that I think I need help with a lot of times.
Oh.
And don't give me the Jamie, that makes it worse.
See, for me, it was
It's
like,
not honestly lasting longer doesn't necessarily I don't know. That's not the goal for me all the time.
hell, like 7,000 guys just went, yeah, right? When he
I
said
know.
that.
Well, because I don't know. To me, that I don't equate the best sex I've ever had with how long it was necessarily.
You know what I think it was? I had a roommate who had a girlfriend, then he would immediately cheat on her every night with a different girl. And the first girl, he had 45-minute runs. And the second girl, he was going for an hour and a half. And I thought that was normal. You know what I mean? So when I'm in and out of the game in 10 minutes, I'm I'm just not a man.
10 minutes is a great time.
But also
When you
I
have
also
when you
learned-
have Jack in your house, 10 minutes
Yeah.
is great.
you gotta give first. You gotta do your best to take care of that other person, because then you can be selfish.
Here he
afterwards,
goes. He wants to say it. I know you want to say it, Cass.
What do I want to say?
I know what you want to talk about.
What are you doing with the Sharpie?
Yeah, I know what you want.
What? Yeah,
I
what?
read you like a book,
What
man.
does he want to talk about?
He wants, he likes to make sure the ladies
I like to
taken
go down on the girls. So
Are you
what?
just trying to just broadcast right now that you're really good at oral sex?
I don't know if I'm good at
He
it.
said he just likes to do it.
I think what makes a man good
okay.
at it is if he just stays down there for longer than 5 minutes.
No. No.
And I'm just fit, I'm just hammering.
You know
the
what's
clip.
so bad when a guy thinks he's so good at it and he's not,
Yeah, I could be that
and
guy.
you're like
I like to
Get over
under
yourself.
promise, over deliver. I like
with
to
everything in life.
totally. I like to
That's-
surprise.
Oh yeah.
See, there's so many things I want to talk about now, but I realized I didn't ask this girl enough questions about
You
is it okay if
like her.
is it okay if I say this? Is it okay if I say this?
We
So
got to be respectful. I like that.
Yeah,
now
no,
I'm
we
like-
yes. You
I'm
have
like-
to be respectful.
because she was like, "Oh, you're gonna talk
We're
about
not
this in the
gonna push anyone.
podcast," and I was like, "Yeah, but
Oh, she did?
yeah." Well, I mean, she's a Cass from G fan. Of course, she wants to know.
There's a lot of them
Awesome.
out
Your
there.
hair, by the way.
Dude, I was
It's
sweating
it's
when
got
Rob.
some serious
Yeah.
flow.
This is what happens when I got out of the shower and then I started sweating because I was vacuuming it was like those teen movies where the teens throw a party and then their parents unexpectedly call and say, "We're on our way home. The flight got canceled." And then that was me before Rob was getting to my house, trying to suck up
I
all
always
the dog
think
hair.
of that woman, that character Magda from Something About Mary, when she was like coked up or
Vacuuming.
whatever it was on the vacuuming really fast.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And notice no reaction so far.
No, you know what's weird? My first 10 minutes here, I was kind of feeling it, and now I'm all right.
Well, this room has been purified, it's been cleansed.
Yeah.
And I
What's
I
that?
pumped the
Oh.
AC on for the first time this year. It's summer, baby. I gotta tell you, it's the summer at my house. I got my ping pong table out. We're
You ready?
We're sitting on the grass. We are barbecuing. We're doing a lot of fun stuff. I am so pumped
Do you
for this
miss
summer.
Cutter's meat?
I'm in more ways than one. I really do miss our Sundays, and There's got to
Bo
be.
said to me, Bo brought his comic book in for his show and tell.
Oh yeah,
And
tell the story.
He read it to the whole class, and they loved it. He couldn't believe how much everybody loved it. He felt so proud. And then he was like, when he was telling me about it when he came home from school, he was like, where are Rob and Cassim? And I'm like, they're back in LA. And he's like, are they ever coming here? And I was like, yeah, they're going to come visit. And he's like, when? I'm like, I don't know, in a couple of months, we'll figure it out. And he goes, so what, like when I'm 13? I was like, no, a couple of months. Like it's really hard for kids to have like any conception of time, but he feels really abandoned by you both.
Oh, well.
Well, tell him I know how he feels.
Yeah. Well, it is a goal of ours to do this in person very soon.
Yeah.
I think well,
now that I have an expensive camera.
You better get this show, Jamie, so you could be out here doing this pod.
Yeah.
I will.
If you get this show though, there's a chance you might not come to LA though, right?
Yeah, who knows where? Well, now that I'm double vaxxed, they can send me anywhere.
You know what I never thought about before with dating? I think so before when I was dating, I think I was very like one note. Now maybe I have two or like a couple
to like
just of, like back in the day, it was like, I want to party and drink and and that's it. Where now it's like, there's other things that I'm interested in. And when I was talking to different girls, I realized it's like, not only do you have to decide, do I like this girl? You have to decide, do I want to be this person all the time? Because with some of the girls, it was like all we did was have very deep conversations and like talking about life and like all this kind of stuff. And then some of the girls, it was just like all we're doing is laughing.
Yeah.
Right? So part of me is like, hey, that's what I got Cass for. That's what me and Cass hang out and laugh.
Well,
I don't need.
You want somebody you can do all of it with.
Right, but there's some where you go, hey, I really like, if everything was 1 to 10, it's like, well, here, this is like an 886 instead of like a 10 to 10,
right.
Where like the meter, like it's like in video games, Cass, if you will.
Go on.
When you're creating that character, your own character, right?
I very much understand.
And you have to tick up those certain things. And some of these girls, it's like, there was one girl where we were just fucking laughing like nonstop. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking awesome. But then it felt more of like,
buddies.
Yeah, like a friend vibe. But I'm like, man, it's really nice to just nonstop.
It's funny. It's funny you say that because I was thinking about it the other day with Cutter. I'm like, what is it what's like the best thing about our relationship? And I was thinking that it's that he like the best type of partner, in my opinion, that you can have is somebody that like can hold the space. Because the truth is, he annoys the fuck out of me like so much, like all the time, pretty much, like. He just does, but he holds a space for me to be whatever I want to be. And I know that no matter what, he loves me. And like that to me is the ultimate partner. Like he lets me be my best, my worst, my silliest, my angriest, my stupidest, like all of the things. And I know he's not going anywhere and he loves me. And that's to me what you want in a partner is somebody you don't have to put anything on for. And that, deep down knows who you are and isn't threatened and then will in turn make you feel guilty or spiral out because you had a weak moment or, a bad week or whatever it is. Like he, and I think we do that for each other.
Yeah. I really do. I feel like I learn a lot, especially on our Sundays, but I learned a lot from you guys as far as like, how to be in a relationship where your common goal is like the education safety of other people, like your kids, but then also like how do you have time for yourself, and then after all that's left, how do you guys like maintain a relationship? And I really do think that you guys do a very good and you might not agree and sometimes
we just haven't had an opportunity to.
Yeah,
because of COVID and moving. Like we don't. Yeah. I haven't had a nanny or a babysitter since we moved here. I'm hurting, but like.
What about that P lady? She can't watch the kids for a couple days.
What?
The P lady.
No, but I mean, I miss I miss that. Like I will get that eventually, but like that time alone, like as a couple, is very important. Not, we can't just play Catan every night when the kids go to bed.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Cutter, how's his? I feel like we never ask like how he's doing because we just assume he's very go with the flow. Like he's just like, yeah, like we're here now. But like, how is he handling?
He's good. He's great.
Space?
He hasn't. I mean, it took some time to get in like a workflow and like get working again. You know what I was thinking about too, though, is like what's so hard for people that had 9-to-5 jobs over COVID is that all boundaries and all like times when it was appropriate to like reach out to people went out the window. You're getting Slack messages at 6 a.m. and 11 p.m.
Tell me about it, brother.
Just like it's all fuzzy, and also like because everyone was home, nobody ever thought to be like, I'm going to take my vacation this week. Like every normal person gets usually 1 week to 2 weeks paid vacation, whatever it is, a year, hopefully. And nobody took that this past year, and everybody's burned the fuck out. And I think that this move, because of all the logistics and everything going on, it kind of forced Cutter to have to take a little bit off of work. And even though it wasn't vacation, I think it was good for him to just like have a minute, like a reprieve from it. And, we've gotten in a routine now because the time difference, he can help me in the morning with the boys. And then he's, he has a big office here in this house and he locks himself away and, he's there and he'll pop out if he can, but it's, we've gotten into our flow. So he's doing good. And we live on a golf course, and that's Cutter's favorite thing to do in the world is play golf. So that's a lot of the reason why we moved here, and we moved to this house in particular. And he goes out with Bo like 3 times a week, which is really good for the two of them to like play together in the afternoon or like at nighttime right before dinner. So he's happy. He's really happy. And again, like I wouldn't say this move is for them, but a lot of this move was for my boys and my family.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it takes a lot to kind of uproot and do a whole big move. And, part of me is jealous. Part of me is jealous that you guys have, like, you're in a city that's like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that are opening up now, but it's still...
It feels, well, that was a big shocker for me when I first got here. I mean, like people are masked and stuff, but life's happening.
Yeah.
And coming from LA, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, we're in San Diego, and it felt like, it was like, oh, we just drove an hour and a half, and it's like we're in another state,
Mm-hmm.
It was, but everyone was still like masked up in the appropriate spaces, and it wasn't.
Exactly.
There just wasn't the
safe.
energy, like there wasn't like the uptight energy around it. And that's like, I think we were free to come up with things like Rock Talk, which I don't know if you guys saw, but Rob went on.
You were so present.
Where my mom's at, and really put Rock Talk on the map. I really want to thank you for doing that.
I saw your passion for it, and I thought more people need to know.
What started as just a simple thing that me and Rob shared in the moment on the beach, which was looking at rocks that that struck us in a certain way. Mm-hmm. And then we would bring home about 5 to 8 rocks a day. And then we would sit them on the table at the Airbnb, and we would just talk about the rocks. We would talk about the things that we liked about each rock. And apparently it resonated with more than just us. We would talk to our friends. We had our friend Mark Ingram, out there. What was the test? You could tell when a friend was a real friend.
When they took it serious, like
when we laid out the rocks.
And then some people were like, wow, like some people we'd say, what's your favorite rock? And they'd go like, there's that attitude of like, what? Like, I don't know. Like all the rocks are cool.
Yeah.
But like some people would be like, wait, hold on. And like get a good angle on them and start to say very serious stuff. And then like every 45 seconds, we would just break into laughter because someone would say something so serious about a rock,
Yeah.
And just, it was great.
It says a lot about it. I feel like it says something about you.
Yeah. I went on Christina P's podcast. And we talked about it on there. And then I did your mom's house podcast too with Tom when Christina was gone. That was so fun. And so Christina P, when I had her choose a rock, she chose a rock and then she showed Tom like the picture of the rocks, and she's like, "You pick a rock," and they picked the same rock.
Yeah. Soulmates.
It's destiny.
Rob, you and I picked one of the same rocks.
Yeah, that was the one I picked out, and I was like, "This is the fucking best rock."
Yeah, you still have one of them, right?
Yeah, I have one, but the problem is, so Cassim.
We got to bring that one back to the family.
Where are the rocks, by the way? You have them here somewhere?
I have them, and they're very safely tucked away.
This is the new Spider-Man comic version 3S, where whatever happens to first featured in the thing. But listen to what Cassim did, right? So I picked out a rock where we were like, whoa, this rock is special. Like, this is some rock.
It had vibes.
And it was really one of the few where I was like, hey, like this is calling me.
It spoke to him.
Yeah. So I gave it to Cass, but when Cassim decided to take the photo that we showed to everyone to pick the rock, he put my rock on its bad side.
Oh, really?
He's pretending like he doesn't know now.
No, I don't.
Yeah, that was
I don't
very.
think that was on purpose.
I'm not buying that.
I apologize. I didn't give you a rock. It's full. I didn't display it with its full potential, and that's
Weird.
That's my bad. And for those of you that are on our Instagram and you were catching Rock Talk live, there's going to be more Rock Talk, and my goal is to open up a merch store where we're I don't know what we'd sell, but maybe photos of the rocks.
Yeah.
You wouldn't actually sell the rocks.
Well, Jamie's got the camera to take the photos now, right?
Oh, she sure does.
You got the great A camera.
Heather Fakes It on Instagram made the best Photoshop. It was a picture of Rob as Rob in drag, and then it said Meadow on it.
Oh,
and I thought that would be so good on a shirt.
It would be great on a shirt.
I love the idea that we could potentially get a shirt made where it's like kind of a Sopranos tie-in, but like in
I would actually wear that. Way. I would wear that.
We should. That should be the next thing,
dude. I think if we're gonna try and be funny, have like a funny pice of merch. This is.
Can we please?
Yeah,
Let's
this would go great on a shirt.
I want to wear it so bad.
Just looking at it, it's so funny.
I will get the most likes I've ever gotten on Instagram if I post a picture of me in that shit.
Yeah,
no doubt.
But Jamie, I have a beef.
What?
Me and you. Listen, they're rare. They're rare, but once every 5 years we have a problem.
Okay, now she's not going to sleep tonight. You know how personally she takes it.
Well, he has to tell me.
You told me to watch Ted Lasso.
Yes.
This was the biggest piece of shit I've ever
Oh my god!
This was the most garbage show.
Wow!
I couldn't believe what I was watching.
It just makes you feel good,
Jamie. I was on episode 3, sitting there like this, going, "What are people talking? Why did anyone?"
It won all these awards. I'm not the only one.
I mean,
have you watched the morning show?
Great.
I'm watching that right now.
I really liked it. It's very easy watching, which is great for like COVID times. Like you're not, it's not like fucking Game of Thrones where you're like, wait, what just happened? Do I have to go back? And
you can be on your phone when you watch it a little bit.
Yeah. Which, by the way, me and going down to San Diego with Cassim threw off my whole life, by the way, because me and Cassim would sit on the couches and then I'm on like the dating app. So you're finding shit out or whatever. And we're watching TV. I never watched TV while looking at my phone in my entire life. And now it's like I somehow...
That's all you do
It's hard not to.
It's not that I do it now, but I don't have the same like attention span for the TV when I got back home. Because it was like me and you were watching TV at first. And then just when we were like talking, laughing this, and I missed something, like normally I'd go back and I was like, I'm not going to annoy Cassim and fucking go back every time. Yeah. So I just let it go. And you were like, yeah, this is how I watch TV. And I was like, wow, this is so not.
Specifically, that's how I watch reality TV. Like when we were watching, we watched a lot of Love Island. Like I got to tell you, going down to San Diego and watching reality TV with Rob was like going to Burke Williams. It was just like pure relaxation. The only thing we worried about was like what beach we headed to and like where we eating today. Those are the only things we cared about,
So jealous.
And so when I watch Love Island, like there's just some very boring moments of reality TV, and then I go on my phone and I scroll. But
Yeah.
if I watch, like right now, I'm watching Mayor of Easttown on HBO with Kate
Oh,
Winslet.
is it great?
Yeah, I've only watched the first episode, but I really enjoyed it. But it's one of those shows where like I will pay attention, I won't scroll, but I do get the urge when there's like a scene, when a scene breaks or it goes to another different scene. I go like, oh, like let me just touch my phone to see if there's a notification. I've been this way for a few years now. It seems like you're just coming to this like pattern.
Well, see, I do that all the time, and then Cutter will pause the television and stare at me.
I like it. Yeah, that's wrong.
And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Just you do you and let me do me. Like, let me, what?
Rob does
just
a lot
stare,
of rewinding.
I didn't make you pause it.
Yeah.
Like, I would understand if he was annoyed if I was like, wait, and like looked at my phone, but like, just fucking watch it. Like, what are you like making me feel weird that I wanted to look at my phone?
But we were watching like
bored.
the Formula One show and we're like talking and
Right.
this. And I can't, as soon as I miss one scene, I'm like, I'm somewhere else. Like I can't get back.
Formula One's one of those shows where you kind of have to watch because it's really tightly edited. So there's you're going to miss something. But on like Love Island, you just like, you're going to miss somebody like cooking scrambled eggs in an apron and no pants. Like that's what you miss. You know? Like,
Love Island.
You can miss an entire episode, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
We spoke in an Australian accent for 7 days.
Straight.
That's a hard one.
To the point where like when we hung out with our friend Mark down there, we met him, cold. We just started speaking Australian. First day, he was like, oh, that's kind of funny what you guys are doing. Second day, he was like, all right, it's kind of a lot. Third day, he was speaking Australian. We had fully broke him.
He couldn't do it, and he knew he couldn't do it.
So it's so hard.
He would come in, he'd be like, "Good job, mate." Like, and he would just, oh man,
he would be like, "How was that?"
He would send us voice notes that were like the worst shit.
We got pretty good at it though.
We did get
we were
real.
Doing it. It was the only way we communicated for a week. Like 90% of our conversation back and forth was not in just Australian. It was in like the Australian that they speak on the show, which is very like a very, you can fit it in like an igloo cooler, like the amount of words they use. It's like a very small amount.
We also weren't by like day 3, we weren't saying things that meant what we wanted to say to each other. We were just looking for the best words to say in the Australian accent. And that had nothing to do with what we actually was going on. It got real.
If we were being filmed, we would have they wouldn't have been able to show any of it because it was like really just very weird, boring. Like we were only making each other laugh.
But we were laughing.
Well, we were really enjoying it. Yeah. We were really enjoying it.
We were having a good old time.
Look,
Ted Lasso fucking sucked.
Fine.
I mean, just the worst.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I remember you saying you liked it. But I really like what's his name?
Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, I think he's great. But I don't think I'm gonna take the time to watch it now because I trust him.
Oh, so bad. For those people who like when I talk about reality TV, Big Ed is now on has his own like reality show, The Single Life of like the 90 Day Fiance people, and he's on it. The other day,
so bad.
This dude, I fast forward to only watch him. So for me, it's like just a show about him. I fast forward the other couples. He gets into a 5-hour car ride with a girl where he gets an Uber for the car ride because he wants to be able to talk to her the whole time. They take off in the car. He turns his entire body like this to her. And that's where he turns his leg, everything. And then for 5 hours.
Oh.
He's
girl that he was dating?
The driver just drove around for 5 hours?
No, they were going to like a wedding somewhere.
Oh.
So they like a destination wedding. So they're driving, and Big Ed, instead of doing the normal thing, which is you look forward and then you kind of talk to someone, and then you not. As soon as the car started, he turned his entire body like this. And by the way, the girl was like realizing. So now she's trying to like look out the window and do things.
Explain to me and describe to me the girl that's on the date with him.
Oh, this is
Lovely.
A very weird storyline because he picks
She's
up.
lovely?
Lovely lady.
This is the one from the restaurant.
Yeah,
the hostess. Something's off about her, dude. Something's off about her. If she's gone this far she's got a darkness about her.
I don't think it's 500,000 fucking Instagram followers. Chicks will dig that shit, man.
She's into it. But like he must have thought, because he doesn't have the ability to turn his head.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He
Like,
has to turn his whole body.
yeah, whatever the opposite
like
of
a
an
penguin.
owl is. Yeah. Did you say he's like a demon?
Penguin.
Oh.
He's like a demon penguin.
He's like a demon penguin. Exactly. He wanted to, like, if he was going to drive, he would put the car at risk if he had to, like,
Of course.
For those people just listening, Jamie just did a penguin shimmy to the side. That is gold.
If you're not watching this on YouTube, you're just listening to it on iTunes, look at the time code right now and then go to the YouTube video when it's up, usually the next day, Tuesday mornings on YouTube. He has to be thinking about his disability. I don't know if it's because his chin fused to his spine or like whatever it is, but there was an episode where they showed photos. It was
his chin is fused to his spine.
That's like a real thing?
Holy cow.
No, it just looks like that.
How does he swallow?
I don't know how he does anything. He the only thing he seems to know how to do is like grease his hair with mayonnaise and like have his mom shave his back or something.
Yeah. And then the whole like 5-hour car ride, he would every like 5 minutes he'd go, "You all right? You okay?" And he's just going,
yeah,
everything good. Yeah. And then like maybe 15 minutes into the ride, after he's like badgering her, questioning everything, he goes, "Are you happy you came?" Like looking, this poor girl. It was.
And she's stuck around. She's gone on
not only
multiple
that,
dates.
you tell her all I know is that she fucks Big Ed.
Me and Ed both had sex. Me and Ed both found someone to have sex with us last episode.
He's our number one view. If you guys don't know, Big Ed's a big fan of this podcast, and we have the evidence, the video evidence to prove it. Oh, remember when he called into the show where he did the cameo?
You mean he sent the video? Yeah, but he
for
got paid
$80
for that.
he called in.
Yeah.
Don't tell him. Okay, he's
So
a
you
big
paid
fan.
him.
He said he's our number one view.
Yeah, he's a little fan.
Okay.
He loves the show. But what was I gonna say about the fucking dude?
It's about him having sex.
So
They have sex.
he goes to her and he goes to kiss her and she like moves and he kisses her nose and he's like, "Oh my God." He's like, "I kiss your nose." And it was like this the most awkward fucking shit ever. Then later, like, 4 episodes later, they're at the hotel after that 5-hour car ride and he turns to her and goes, "Can I kiss you?" And she's like, "All right, but just don't." You can tell she doesn't want to, but she's like, "All right, just don't make it weird." And he kisses her, and then he does something weird, I forget. And then like they show him 5 minutes later, he's like, "I love you." And she's like, no, like has to tell him not to say that. Then they show his interview the next day. He's like, "We had sex." He's like, "It was amazing." He was like, "My new favorite way to kiss is when I kiss in just her upper lip." Like, and he's like, "She had to tell me how to kiss." And then they show her interview. She's like, "Yeah, I had to tell him how to kiss." Like, it is the cringy.
Is she getting paid? Like, I don't understand.
500,000 Instagram followers.
She's also, look, the only thing I can think of
Does
is,
he get ads? Does he get like paid Instagram?
What if he had like a huge monster dong? And
This guy's firing
that
off.
means nothing.
This guy's firing off fucking
means something to someone.
cameos like they're fucking.
He's not
hot
afraid
cakes.
to pee in a trough at a baseball game.
Wait, Jamie.
He's definitely not going to walk out and walk to another bathroom.
Jamie, come on, let's be real.
What?
Not if he had a big penis, it doesn't mean nothing.
Well, no. Okay, not
I'm
everyone out
sorry
there
if
is
you
a
were
size
like,
queen.
Jamie, he has
We
a
know how you
huge
injured
dick.
that wrist, Jamie. Come on. Cutter's got a fucking.
trying
This
to
was
bat it
actually
away
from the
from your
potty
mouth.
training weekend.
What happened?
This was from the potty training weekend.
Wow, really?
Yeah, he scratched me and like ripped my skin off.
Wait, is this the only time you've been away from Cutter for 7 weeks? Jamie, are you okay? Are you all right? Do you need to just, Jamie, blink 4 times if we got to come save you right now? Who are you more scared of?
Eventually, once you come. Jack, I'm so
Wear a
scared
yellow
of Jack.
shirt next podcast if you need help.
Jack has discovered McDonald's French fries since we've moved here, and the only way I can get him in the car from picking him up from preschool is if I have McDonald's in the car seat. If I show up and I don't have it, he goes, "Is there McDonald's in the car?" And I'll be like, "No, not today, baby." Like, not going in the car, and he'll have a fit in the parking lot. Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now.
Man. This kid's a handful, huh?
Wow. I got to show this new chick this.
Him and I bet Big Ed does the same thing, though.
See how easy you got it?
Yeah.
Lady? Oh, wait, so Cass, did we learn anything about each other in San Diego? I'm surprised. I thought you might. It's been a while, but I thought you might come back with some like, oh, Rob's a fucking weirdo with some of his.
No, we've talked about.
I think you came back more in love, the two of you. Yeah.
Oh, I know for a fact that me and Rob can hang out anywhere and do anything because there's no pressure to have to do anything. There's no if I were to just get up, and be like, hey, I'm gonna go for like a quick walk. He wouldn't be like, why? Or he wouldn't be like, where? He would just be like, all right. And it's just like that.
You're both chill like that.
There's this ultimate chillness that I really wasn't used to in previous relationships. Had a lot of. And it's, like just, there's just people where you don't feel like you have to like be on or you have to, and it's, you can spend all the time, and as quirky as he is, like this dude brought his own fucking sponges and he brought his own towels. He ordered bed sheets just for the Airbnb. He didn't want to use their bed. He bought bed sheets just for and left them there.
I respect that.
Which is
That's
cool.
nice.
Great, cool. And it makes zero impact on me. I've just never seen anything like it before.
Yeah.
Here's the truth, just so you know. The sheets and the towels I brought because I didn't want to use their sheets and towels. The sponge I brought because I thought there might not be a sponge. So I was just leaving and I grabbed a sponge from my crib and I'm like, oh, this might make sense. But the sheets and towels I would do anywhere. I wouldn't want to sleep in someone else's sheets.
Yeah.
And they're like $19.99 on Amazon. It's like to have that piece, and it's like.
You're so thoughtful.
Then as soon as we got there, I'm like, well, I don't want to sleep on these sheets out of this. So I'm like, I got to wash them first. So as soon as we walked in the house, I'm doing laundry.
Wow.
He did do a lot of laundry, and then there was a lot of like random paper towels on the kitchen counter, but like other than that, most of it had zero effect on me. You know what I mean?
No.
There was even one moment where Cassim was like, because Cassim found this store he liked and he went like 7 times to the store and he bought everything they had. And
I got really into, I don't want to name them because they haven't sponsored the pod and I dropped a lot of money there.
A lot.
Well, when you find
what kind of store is this?
Well, when you find
about?
like a pair of like pants or joggers or something that like just fit so well, and then they make them in other colors, and all the other colors are like colors that you like. I just kept going back and buying more, and then I would go back and be like, oh well, and then I would just. So I bought like 8 pairs of pants in like a 3-4 day span.
And then we'd be sitting on the couch after coming back from there and he would be looking at their website. Like, oh, I think I'm going to go back. But the only like one moment even where I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said, was Kassim's like, hey, I'm going back to the store. Like the 4th time or whatever. Cause he's like, oh, I think they charged me.
Were the people like, hi?
It's a good thing he had the mask on, right?
Yeah, I really thought about it and I just came in with different outfits on.
He's wearing the clothes he just bought.
Obviously, no, it's the same dude. Oh my god!
I came in with like a sunglasses one time. Then next time I came in with a hat.
But
they had like a code word for you.
You know why we shouldn't say this store? By the way, they're racist because Kassim's in line. Then our second friend is in line, who's like Spanish, so he's brown too. And then me, white. He goes, how many percent off?
15%.
15% off. Our next friend who's brown goes 15% off. I go full price.
Yeah.
That's fucking racist.
Why did they give you 15% off?
Well,
brown.
Because you're brown?
They didn't say it was because I was brown. They labeled it as like a new customer email sign up thing, but like we knew it was.
We know
I was brown. Yeah.
We know. We all saw the Oscars.
And speaking of, a buddy's won an Oscar for Two Distant Strangers, which won Best Live Action Short. So shout out Trayvon Free, who wrote and directed Two Distant Stranger, which Jamie did a Q&A session for a couple months back. And and my friend Mickey produced it, and it's like, if you ever have a friend that's lucky enough to win an Oscar who like really deserves it, you feel like you kind of won it too. It's so fun.
So cool.
Shout out to Mickey and Trayvon.
So that one moment in the house was Cass was like, I'm going back to the store, and I was like, you want to just put the stuff in the trunk, and like when we're driving by there, then we could just go like together. And he was like, no, like I want to go to the store now. And I was like, okay. That was like the only moment in 7 days where it wasn't just like, hey, I'm doing this. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, you would think we were smoking like pounds of weed.
Yeah, but it was super close too. I like when I have outstanding business, I like to get it done. You know what I mean? Because in my head, when it comes to like things I want, in my head I go like, oh, when I need to exchange it for this, like I don't want them to run out, you know, like I don't want them to I don't want to go there and like have that thing be sold out, or like
you live in scarcity, you're worried.
And we're such amazing travel partners that like on the way there, I had all this extra luggage because I have the sheets and the blankets and the this, so there's no room for anything in the car, but I left all my stuff there, and he filled that space with new clothing.
Yeah. We had this. We were the same weight.
You're in sync, you guys.
In the car.
We woke up at like 5 a.m. to leave. Is that right? What time did we wake up?
Yeah, I had to shoot that morning, so like I think we were out by 6.
Yeah, so I think we woke up at like 5 a.m.
Why did you leave the night before?
Because we wanted to just have like a night. We wanted to have a night.
Yeah, we're chill. There's like a hot tub. Oh man, people would have loved seeing us in that hot tub, man.
Dude, we got to get hot tub. We got to get a hot tub.
You really dropped the ball of just not filming that whole weekend.
Well, we didn't have any of this fun equipment, you know?
You didn't have my expensive camera.
We
got into pickleball, by the way.
Oh, love it.
Everyone's into pickleball.
Yeah, dude, we are so good out there on that court.
Wow,
I'm so glad we could get together on this
too.
weekend night.
Kasim gave me a little tutorial earlier today, and helped me hook this up.
Dude, she is a whiz. You're a whiz. And hopefully we're going to click stop recording now and everything's going to work. But like,
it's going to work.
There's always that fear in the back of my head. I'm like, did I hit record? You know, I'm pretty sure I did. But
if I got to talk about coming again, I'm in. I'll do it.
Look, our boy's coming again. Your boy here's got a job. Jamie. Jamie's youngest won't piss.
I remember. We wake up at like 5 in the morning to leave. We get in the car at like 6 a.m. and by 6:05, me and him are in hysterics laughing. And like in between laughing, I stopped for a second. I was like, I thought it was too early for bits. and Kasim goes, it's never too early for bits.
I wonder what we were laughing at.
You warmed him up for work.
What'd you say?
You warmed him up for work.
Yeah. We were just full. We laughed that whole fucking week. It was great. It was so great to get out of LA, man.
Yeah.
We really needed it.
Well, you're going to come here next time you get out. I have separate guest rooms for you guys, unless you want to be in one together. I don't know what your deal is now.
No, we can share one. We also want that little projector that puts the stars on the ceiling.
I've got that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And by the way, you can also bring your respective counterparts if you want to.
She's on probation, so she can't leave the state. But no, I'm just kidding. We're talking about things where normally I'd be like, I don't want to talk about this, but with her, I'm like the other night she was sleeping in. I've never had this maybe in my life. She was sleeping next to me in bed, and I was watching something, and I looked over and I was like, oh, I wish she was awake.
Aww.
I've never thought that before. Normally, sweet. I'd be like, I hope she sleeps forever.
Yeah.
You know?
You missed her while she was sleeping. That's really amazing.
I can't wait to see who farts.
I also feel bad for all the girls you used to hang out with that listen to this podcast that realized that you just did not like them.
Look, that's a great point, Jamie.
Well, listen, one of them I just made $40,000, so right? She there's something wet. I don't want to say, but Jamie's house is gorgeous.
Well, and she just sold Dr. Jason his house here because we introduced them.
Exactly.
And that one was a lot bigger than mine.
My previous ladies are well taken care of.
You take care of them.
And if you're a girl and you're a big, you're planning on sending Rob your information at askpajamapants@gmail.com, look, just put that stuff on hold for now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's okay. But please do send it. We'll just archive your email for if this doesn't end up working out. But so far, all signs point to yes in this. And
we both already said we're not talking to other people.
That's big. That's a big moment where you both like shut down your apps. You know, you shutter the app.
Yeah, I'm like, shut your app.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's call this a pod. I think we went for a good long time.
We did our first one.
I know people want us to go longer. We're just also, we don't know.
They do?
People want us
Oh.
to go way longer.
And people were upset that I yelled at you a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. I saw that
We're
in the
fucking
comments.
best friends.
Dude, what's up with Rob? Yeah. Just, all that stuff is like,
Listen, I
don't know how to explain it.
I came.
Yeah.
I'll never do it again.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, I'll never, unless I go another 3 years without coming, then I might. Yeah, listen.
This guy was on the tail end of a 3-year no cum spree.
Yeah,
Of course he's going to
give
yell.
him a break.
People need to fucking toughen up. Look, Jamie's over there with a broken wrist because her son won't piss.
Look at
I'm
me,
just
look at me.
sometimes I get a little feisty. A little New York
Yeah.
comes out. So shut up.
We read the comments and
When Jamie was drinking the fucking what is that called? The kombucha, and somebody was like, "Is she drinking peroxide?"
yeah, or rat poison.
Yeah, somebody else said you were drinking rat poison.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so fun. People are
Plastic
fucking.
rat poison jar.
People are the ones who are
Oh, yeah.
insensitive are funny, dude.
We love you guys, and we are
Love
the
you.
only reason we continue to fumble through trying to make these
Mhm.
episodes because we know we have a cool thing going, and we
Yeah.
want to keep nurturing it. So please forgive the. I don't know. This wasn't so bad. We have nice cameras, and I got a lovely background, and Jamie's got her face to lean into, and so that that's good. And we're gonna come back with a new one every week.
I got an EpiPen right here, right off camera.
Right off camera.
Ready for him to start
Awesome.
swelling up. And if we can have you swell up, think of the views.
Oh my god, if you guys,
Violet, you're turning violent.
I thought I was going to get sick. I'm sorry to disappoint everyone while we're on here.
imagine if I had the fucking allergic reaction while you had the reaction to the vaccine all in the
ratings would
same
have been
pod.
So big.
Damn, we could have did numbers, fam.
Damn, dude. All right.
Well,
Okay.
we are actors. We could have faked it.
Yeah.
And Gabby's still editing this. So Gabby, everyone say hello.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in the next one. We have a subreddit, by the way, r/Pajama Pants Podcast. We're on Instagram. We have an email, askpajamapants@gmail.com.
No dates.
We're on Twitter. And Jamie's got Instagram at Jamie-Lynn Sigler. I've got Instagram, CassimG backwards, but not, it's backwards.
You miss it.
Yeah, that's right. And
Yeah.
that's it. And Robbie's off social media. Stop telling him to get a social. I've been trying to get him to do social media forever. He doesn't want it.
Congrats on your new job, babe. We're all very happy for you.
Check me out on G4 TV.
It's a big deal.
We're gonna launch this year, and it's gonna be bigger and better than ever. A lot of cool things happening. If you're into catching up with me at all, that's where I am. I'm streaming 1 to 3 times a week on their Twitch channel and hosting different things. So.
We should do the next pod from your new gym. You got a gym.
Oh yeah,
here.
my gym's all set up. Got the Peloton here. My weeks are. I don't know how I have room for a kid.
I also have a full gym for you guys.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Dude,
Oh.
are we saying publicly whose house that used to be or no?
I don't know, Kayla.
Is it known? Was it
No.
like it? Was it
I've
anywhere?
never said it.
He's never. I mean, he doesn't live there anymore.
Right.
But I don't
But
know.
I did sign an NDA.
Okay. Well,
I can't.
let's not
Yeah.
risk it. But if you want,
Really,
you can
really
send,
large gentleman.
Venmo me some money and I'll give you hints.
Yeah.
I'll give you hints on my.
I'll give you a hint. You're gonna have to earn that answer.
Yeah, that's nice.
Is that a hint?
Yeah, Jamie wasn't a fan like we were.
Right. Okay.
He just gave it away. I love it. All
I don't
right.
Oh,
know.
really?
I don't know. That.
Okay, Jamie. All right, that's it, guys. We'll see you. Jamie, now I have to tell you, hit
Yep.
stop recording.
Stop recording.